Hello and welcome to Cyber. Today we are going to finish making the end portal room look cooler. You might be thinking, why finish? It's because I started this before the channel. Step 1 would be kill a lot of squids for black dye for black concrete to finish the hole. And since I'm editing this, I can do an epic squid montage. So... So now I have a stack of ink sacks. It is time to fly home and check if I have more ink sacks, which I don't. I got the gravel and the sand. I also used the trash can because it is so satisfying to just empty out all the useless items in your inventory that you just collected over time. I crafted stacks of black concrete and then realized I had more squid and I didn't have any sand left in my chest, but I had a lot of gravel left. So it's time to collect sand. I got a good 2 stacks of sand and used the rest of the ink sacks. So now it's time for the most boring part of the entire project. That's like a fourth of it done, at least, maybe. Okay, now that's done. And if you're wondering what that is my all-famous furnace house. It's a full private property that was completely mined out by hand, and this is what the inside looks like. The floor is furnaces. This is the main room. And this is the bedroom with a crafting table, a furnace if you ever need one, and a bed. The upstairs, you will find it very spacious. Anyway, that was the furnace house. Now back to placing and mining. That's around half of it done, so now it's time to do the other half. So time lapse in 3, 2, 1. Finally, after what it felt like decades, it's done. 8 stacks of black concrete. It's time to start placing it down. I filled in this one block that was remaining. And clutched it somewhat in the right spot. So now I have to mine out the entire outside rim of the hole. So now that that's sorted, I need to start placing blocks. Turns out, I'm not even halfway done. which means I need a lot more black concrete. I started with healing my armor, weapons, and elytra, and then so now I have around like 2 stacks of ink sacs. I flew over spawn and then started to mine sand because I need a lot of it. Now I have a lot of sand. I went through the nether portal. Went back to the bastion where the nether portal to my base is. As you can see, the entrance is not very good yet. I mined the dirt block, which was kind of annoying me. And then went through the big nether portal. Flew back to my base because it's not connected. And got all the sand and gravel I need for black concrete. I then crafted it and I had a lot. I was also kind of getting low on gravel, as you can see. I took the rest of the gravel and used it, but I still had 23 ink sacs left. I took the last stack of gravel and I had 7 left, so I needed more gravel and sand. So after the cool transition, I took the gravel and the sand and crafted the last bit of concrete powder. And I had a lot. Since this part is boring, I did a cool transition and I had all the black concrete. Now it's time to place them. Just so you know, that time lapse was in times 100 speed, so that took a while. I went back up to the surface and then wanted to try some designs on the top. This was my first. It was a bit, blunt at the top. I added a rim around it. I made it higher, kind of. And then I made it even higher. And that was my final design. Now it's just time to replace the roof with black concrete. I then kind of like edged out the sides, which I wanted to be purple, so I had to go to the end. Do not mind the bridge, it's kind of bad. I went through the gateway and then started to mine chorus fruit. I went to the nearest end city and completely tore it down for purple. I also saw this, which was so weird. The Enderman got hit by a shulker projectile. The Enderman was still floating, and then I got hit, and then the Enderman was mad at me. After that, I just flew home and then started placing blocks. Turns out I need a lot more purple blocks to finish the build, so I had to go home and smelt the chorus fruit I got from earlier. But this happened on my way back. I had clearly used the elytra, and I had used the rockets, but for some reason the game glitched out and decided to make me fall into lava. And it happened again. That happened like one more time after I just decided to build up, and then I just smelted the chorus fruit and then came back here. Now I had all the blocks, so I started placing them down. But I still needed like a little bit more, so I had to go through the end portal again to get some purple. Flew to the nearest end city, which was across this bridge. This is a different end gateway, and this was like the tiniest end city I've ever seen. This is the first end city I've actually ever been to. This was the first end city I've actually seen in any world that I've been. I completely mined out like this bottom of it and then flew back home through the gateway. And finally I had like more than enough purple to finish the build. And finally, I was done. I just made some decorations, I guess you could call them. Some bit more to the build. And then got done with that. And this is the end product. I just removed all the bridging I did across the place. And subscribe.